you may be 30, 40 years old, and you've been kind of one way your whole life. And then all of a sudden, you go through something. You go through hell. You go through a loss. It was just a very, very hard time in life. And then all of a sudden, you begin to see things differently a tiny bit. I've seen people do this with church. Like you go to one church your whole life, and it's the greatest church in the world, and it's the way they should do things. There's no other way to do things besides what our church does. And then suddenly you begin to look at another church and see a dimension. You go to that church, and beforehand you used to criticize it, but now you're like, man, I envy this. This is something I want. This is something I need. God does do that. You go through, so many times we do go through changes, big changes like that, and we need to expose ourselves to the way God's people, your family in Christ is working in other places. If you could think of this as coming in a church that really focuses on theology, but I'm not saying we don't appreciate your church, but this is what we do here, and I want you to go here for a little bit.